Hello, hello, welcome back. Picking up where we left off, which is getting ready to go from Bermethia to Clara. This actually may be the wrong save. Hold on. I think I actually loaded the wrong one. I hit the continue instead of load, so yeah, let's check that real quick. So I think I explained before, but continue basically it goes off with the last area you entered or exited. So if you entered an area, then it's your continue spot, but if you leave an area, then that's your continue spot. So I think I actually loaded the wrong one. Yep, there it is. So, load the wrong one, because I did not realize it. Anyway, so, here we are, getting ready to go to Clara. Yeah, we are still in our, we have not done any leveling, but, and we will get access to, okay, once we switch back to, Alexandria, the Steiner's party, we'll be getting them back real soon. And when, you know, off screen we will be doing more Grand Dragon abuse. Because why not? Now, in different areas inside Clara, there are more Vivi's staffs if you did not get them from hot and cold, or from buying, or from stealing. So it's kind of like a second or third chance, depending on the staff. So there's little areas in here that are operated by, yeah, these things. There are levers and holes you can stick, you know, Zidane's hand into that will open up the way, as well as open up new areas, period. So Clara is one of those areas where you want to explore as much as possible, because when you leave it, you cannot come back. Yeah, we'll get that in a moment. Okay, so this is an area you need to delve back to once you get something done up ahead, because there's special loot here. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, one of Vivi's staffs. I think it's actually the missing one, is it? No. Okay, so flame staff teaches sleep. And we already had night staff. So yeah, I was thinking of the flame staff. Oh, yeah, went the wrong way. So we haven't run into enemies yet, which is odd. So this is what I was talking about. And since you put sand in, you cannot go back to that area, so you gotta get that chest before going up. And now some more are revealed. So this is a very useful ability to have for Vivi to have. It's clear-headed. It prevents fusion, which is something that a fair amount of enemies in Disc 2 and 3 love to use. As you can see, there's a chest up there, but I don't remember how to get to it. And here we have a Moogle. This is Monev. Let's make a hard save. Okay, so the first thing you gotta destroy the core. It's a strange enemy. You have to weaken the body and then jump the core. When we're affected the core takes no damage if the body's not in this state. Yeah, see? There we go. I need to jump back so we can't get to that chest. We're thinking we kind of want to eat these guys. Because we're thinking they do have something very useful for Quina. Oh, they get one-shotted. Okay, then. Let's see if we can change out equipment on Freya. Also, I think I mentioned in the previous session, but just as a reminder, I found out more info about level up and ability up. Ability up gives you twice as much AP per battle, which is really useful for the friendly monster side quest. And leveled up gives you 50% extra XP. Millionaire, I am sure I talked about, but as a reminder, what that does is gives you 50% extra gold every battle. So it's totally worth it to get those, especially early on if you can. There's I think only Freya and Standard can possibly get level up in Disc 1. And ability up is typically seen on Disc 3 items, maybe Disc 2 depending on how far in you go on Choco Hot and Cold. I'm not sure though. I don't want to give out bad info, but I believe it is possible to get ability up on an item. It's been a while. So I think you can get ability up on a Disc 2 item via Hot and Cold. If not, there's Disc 3. But level up, you can get it on those barboots. So we're going to go double back here. I'm going to actually turn off the camera so we can explore here. Because I think it should be possible to get to that chest. You may have to go back up though. And I think there's another one up there. So let's go back up there. I'm not sure, honestly. Yeah, you can't go back that way, so it's gotta be way up there that I just don't remember. So let's look at it again. There's definitely gotta be way up there. Probably a trunk or something somewhere that we did not get. I feel like there's a missing lever because you got that way. Oh, where'd that come from? I didn't see that one there. I didn't know you could go behind them. Okay, so I think it might be further up. That's what's been confusing me. No. So unfortunately, I can't remember how to get to those spots. But there's nothing really useful from there. Oh, wait, there's more here. Okay. see, it looks like the desert boots had something very useful for today. Oh, it's a late flea guild item if you didn't already have it, as well as protected scan. Alright, so if you didn't have it, that's just an alternate way to learn it. And free mithril gloves. That might actually... I think that's what we need to do. Go all the way back down now. Okay, so we're going to go back up here, get these chests out, and go all the way back down. That may have been the key. So we can turn on no cameras just to check. And we can speed this up. Otherwise, we'd be wasting a lot of time. No? Okay, so I can't remember how you're supposed to get up there. Yeah, I gotta say, it's really weird that for a Final Fantasy game, having in-game items like looks so early on, it's really strange. Now, if you walk very... so it's actually possible to get through to here very carefully, but you have to walk and... it can be hard with a controller because you got to use the analog stick and it requires precision, you know? Oof, almost had it. So basically, these quicksands disappear real soon. So, fortunately, you don't have to go through them again soon. Yeah, anyway. Now let's see. Okay, we need a battle. We need a certain enemy to show up. This ain't it. Speed this up. There we go. So we need a certain enemy to show up because there's actually a very useful white mage, not white mage, blue mage spell that's it's called White Wind. You can only get off certain enemies. This should be one of them. Damn, shit, got it. Okay, so we need another one to spawn. Now, White Wind is very powerful. I'll explain more when we get it, so we need to take a moment to get it. Okay, let's see, get the ability on Vivi. Let's just switch it over. Turn on speed boost. Okay, we need to be careful on how much damage to do. Oh! Wow, that's unlucky. And so we gotta keep trying to. This is a very good spell. Don't have enough to slot in there right now. Okay. We'll keep trying to get that, you know, this blue mage spell. May need to have Queen auto attack it a little. Oh, so this is something that Zeus can do, is remove your party member for the battle. So yeah, we're kind of screwed. Yeah, this is so basically it works like in later games it becomes known as the eject status. In earlier games, it's known as the X zone status. Basically, it means, you know, the character is not dead, but at the same time they're removed from the battle, and they get no XP or AP. And if all of your characters get, you know, if any remaining characters die, then it's game over. That's weird. The main queen of this auto attack a couple of times. Yeah, okay, Billy's just straight up murdering these damn things. So this could be a little bit of a problem. So this is actually a side effect of being overleveled for the area. You can end up making, you know, getting certain things really hard to do. Okay, we got everything possible learn first except for Racist Wind. Also, something you know, I don't think I talked about it, but Racist Wind is named after the Final Fantasy Tactics character Race Dular, who was actually who was turned into a dragon. So this is actually, you know, a really deep reference into previous games. Alright, let's slow this thing down. So 1,000 damage will just straight kill. Don't kill it, Quina. Phew. Alright, so I think we got it in threshold. Ah. This Zeus a bitch. Fuck it, kill it. It's unfortunately, like I said, a side effect of being too leveled up. And the RNG can defeat bullshit sometimes. It's whatever, though. So I will show you, get this spell, because you know, it's actually really strong for this part of the game, regardless of how leveled up you are. Oh, damn, it really hits hard. Yeah, that's a lot harder than I thought he would be hitting right now for auto attacks. Okay, this should be perfect eating territory. You just need to get Queen a turn. Come on. Yeah, turn her, Queen. There we go. So White Wind is an AoE hit point, restore. Now let's see. Pull up Queen's menu. Now there's multiple enemies you can learn from. This is the earliest one I think you can learn it. Oh wait, we did have Vanish, huh? How the hell did I get that? Okay, so it restores all hit points. It restores the hit points of all party members. Now, in Final Fantasy 9 and 14, the way this operates is it goes off the current hit points of the user. So since Queen is the only blue mage in 9, that means it will go off Queen's current hit points. So for 14 hit points, you can do right now. Assuming Queen is at max hit points, you can get nearly 2,000 hit point heal for 14 magic points. Now compare this to Garnet or Aiko, who we'll be seeing soon. They had to use Kura or Karaga to get that high this early on. So assuming Queen has a lot of hit points and is leveled up high enough to get high hit point total, White Wind can be the most powerful healing spell, or one of the most powerful healing spells in terms of pure economy. And in 14, it does work the same way. It scales off the current hit points, which means doing solo content and such can be trivial with White Wind. And I would say Quina and Keystis from 8 are two of the biggest reasons why blue mages can be fucking ridiculous if they had the right spells. And now we know why it's a limited job in 14. But yeah, blue mage can actually be very, very strong. It's just the downside is you have to invest a lot of time into learning the abilities in pretty much in any game that has a blue mage. You have to spend a lot of time investing and tracking down abilities for them. With Keystis, it's mostly some of her most powerful abilities are locked behind late game items that take, even in disc 1 with triple triad cheese, you still have to take a long time to get them. With a Quina, a lot of this is gate-kept by gameplay progress. You got to get the disc 3 to really get access to all of Quina's abilities. And 14 has the same problem of you need to be at a certain point in order to get to it. If I remember correctly, canon blue mages are, aside from the ones in 14, there's Keystis, Strago, and Kimahri on top of Quina here. Kimahri is, I would not really consider him a blue mage because he's a fusion of a blue mage and a dragoon. And he's meant to end up copying, it's kind of like basically the thing about Kimahri is he has a very small native grid. He's meant to go over the other characters' grids in order to emulate them. So he's more like a combination of blue mage, dragoon, and mimic. So it's not really fair to call him a blue mage because he's got elements of multiple classes. He's not strictly a blue mage. In the way that 14 works, that 14 but 10 works, is that conceivably every character can have all spirit grid abilities except for unique things like pretty much we're at the point where is the only thing that separates them from being unique. The only thing that makes them unique is that every character can use every other character's abilities except for key ones, like only Unit can summon, but everybody can cast black magic, and of course overdrives. So that's why I don't think it's fair to call Kimahri a blue mage because he's got too many qualities of dragoon as well as mimic to truly be a unique one. remember correctly, there are 3 mages in Final Fantasy V as well, but mechanically speaking, any character could have been one. So, strictly speaking, in a mechanical sense, there was only the ones that said Strago, Keysteds, Quina. Then you had the mentor NPCs from 14. Okay, anyway, I've been kind of rambling here, but this is Clara, it's the only other Burmesian kingdom. Now, there's actually a segment in here soon that if you do it correctly, you get extra rewards. So the magic stone power in the sandstorm is actually really important. We're about to see why. And this is one of the key APs that really hammers home why Queen is one of the best characters in this game. Oh god, I really like Queen. Queen is just straight up one of the best comic relief characters in the entire franchise. Oh, and I think there's actually a Celestial coin here. Let me see. So let's see. Locations. Oh, we missed one in Alexandria Castle's Harbor. Oh, okay. So looking at this over, yeah, this is actually a list of the ones you can access them. All right, so the next one we can't access the next one until we reach the Alexandria Castle Harbor. Okay, so there wasn't one missing here. So there is a list on the Final Fantasy Wiki which shows you the actual story order and the earliest you can obtain them. So we have not missed one. I thought there was one here, but there wasn't. It may not quite be story order, but it does list, it does indicate, there are ones we can't access yet, but we will be able to access them very soon. I swear this control's really sensitive on pause button. And here we have a merchant. You want to get a couple of these. Now, remember, with a heavy armor like Mithril gloves and thunder gloves and the the heavy stuff like chainmail, you will never need more than 2 because out of permanent party members, only 2 will ever wear heavy armor. However, you have multiple characters that wear light armor. There's pretty much only 2 types of armor in the game: heavy armor and light armor. Only Steiner and Freya are permanent party members who have heavy armor. And you want to consider buying lower stat ability items because they may have abilities on them. These are very good abilities. So Devil Killer becomes more useful later on, and Auto Potion on Zidane is very useful because there are certain bosses that you want to consider having Auto Potion for. Now, if you go back, I'm pretty sure we can. Nope. So the event just auto resolves on its own, which is kind of weird, honestly. It's funny as hell if you look at this. Like, you come back and says, "Oh, hey, I just want to sell you some items." And then he seriously, bam, because running up there, chasing him. There's actually 2 merchants. Okay, so I think if you don't save, I think it's possible to not save Dan during Burmecia and Disc 1. So you can miss out on that shop entirely, which is kind of painful because, yeah, as we saw, there are some very nice item upgrades. So if you don't save him, then that happens. But I don't think it's possible to do that segment and not save him. So if you keep wandering around, you get the ATEs for it. And Queen at it again. Like I said a few minutes ago, this is why I love Quina. Quina's just hilarious, non-stop. There's never a bad moment with Quina on the screen. And Quina is actually really insightful. Again, we'll see that. This is another thing we'll be seeing real soon. And if you don't pick up Quina before leaving Disc 1, you miss out on all of these. And the dialogue changes heavily. If anything that would have Quina, piping up or something. So this gives some, talking to that Oracle gives some insight on why, why Clara is here. Basically, Burmecia wanted to embrace war, and the Clarans did not like that. And I think if Quina is not there in the party at this point, then you would have different dialogue with them. They may not even actually be there. So here we got a boss battle. And up there is a Moogle, so let's go ahead and save. Okay, so make a hard save, and this is not a Moogle that it's a part of Mognet. Okay, so a Moogle that's part of Mognet will have you either deliver a letter or be the recipient of a letter. So, in theory, all Moogles can receive and send letters, but only some actually will. And they're always scripted, so it's not it's not a random chance. Now, again, if you don't have Quina, this battle actually changes a bit in the sense that you not have access to blue magic, meaning you don't have a healing or mighty guard and all that. So this is another reason why, if you're struggling with this battle, that you should have gotten Quina. I believe if you do not, once you start discontinuing getting control of Zidane again, I believe you can actually go back to Q's Marsh and get Quina if you did not already get Quina in Disc 1. And here we have the identity of the rat, the rat kid from Disc 1. Gonna put mighty guard. You are overloaded for the part, but you never want to be too safe. You know, right? It doesn't hurt to be too safe. Okay, so this is a status effect mechanic I think that was actually introduced in this game. Called the trouble status, which basically means anybody hit by it, if you have trouble status and you are auto attacked or damage is put onto you, then it's split among the rest of your party. It can be a real pain in the ass. Damn, he does a lot of damage. And she trances. Now, I believe since your friend wanted to trance before the jump went out, that it's going to be considered her high jump trance. We'll see in a moment when she takes a turn. Okay, no, it's not. So now, when she takes her turn properly, then it'll go into high trance, high jump. Never mind. Vivi just 3-shot at him. That's the power of getting Vivi's abilities and leveling him up early. He becomes a walking bomb that destroys everything around him instead of himself. And Vivi overall is it's always worth it to level up Vivi because not only is he part of a key part of in-game team comps, but he's very, very strong for the segments he's forced to be a party member in. Especially once you get his level 2 magic or bio. Because once he starts getting his levels, then he starts doing a truckload of damage. And doing truckloads of damage is worth it, always. So this is something that was I forgot the track's name, but it was actually one of those really quaint ones. Let me see if I can look it up. Let's see. Oh yes, Eternal Harvest. Okay, so this, I remember this is like one of the most common criticisms of Final Fantasy IX back during. It was one of the most common criticisms of 9 back during the early 2000s that compared to the dance, the graduation dance segment of Final Fantasy VIII, that Rat's river dancing was a letdown. And I don't know. I can see why some people might not like that, but I didn't really have much of a problem with it back then, nor do I do it now. At least I don't think I had a problem with it back then. But now, yeah, it's not a big deal. Sure, it's not. Sure, it wasn't as grandiose as the CD, the C dance segment. But I mean, that's just how Square was back then. They were kind of inconsistent. Let's be honest, they were a bit inconsistent on their designs. So it's actually pretty important because this, the significance of Garnet's birthday comes up later in the story. And I think that's actually one of the few times in the game that Dorn speaks in, normal speech instead of his Yoda-like, speech. I believe it doesn't really change, the dialogue, so... I need an adult! So this is why it's significant, because a summoner has to be a summoner in Final Fantasy IX's setting has to be 16 before they can be safely extracted. Pay very careful attention to this. Oh, there we go. Pay attention to this because this does come up later on. What's interesting is they know what eidolons she has. So it's not really clear how they know this, but they know what eidolons she has. And the eidolons we saw her equipped with in Disc 1 are the ones that they extract from her. And we get access to Freya instead. So the partisan teaches her High Tide, which she can be very useful about. And it's also her first Lancer item if you did not already have the Coral Ring. Now this is actually important later on because there are certain strategies with the Holy Lance where you just tear shit up with using that. So we're not going to equip the Partisan just yet. It is an upgrade for her, but we want to finish learning Race's Wind. And so we don't want to go down just yet. Unfortunately, we couldn't get the Gold Helm, but I think we can buy it soon enough. And this is another useful item for Freya. Not only does it teach haste for, I believe, Garnet and Aiko, but it also teaches Freya White Draw and gives her the MP increase. And I believe MP increase can also be learned by Garnet and Aiko. And also, if you equip the emerald on Carbuncle, on Aiko, when she uses Carbuncle, which is a summon that Aiko can learn, it actually gives you Emerald Light as the summon, which I believe it does as a party-wide shell instead of Carbuncle's standard Reflect. So this is why Freya is a staple. Well, one of the many reasons that Freya is a very good in-game party member, because she gets the ability to put out regen as well as MP of all party users. And if you take the time to power up Dragon's Crest, an ability she gets on a spear later on, she becomes very, very strong for low effort, relatively speaking. And you know, there's some quirks of Final Fantasy IX that are not repeated in any other game. Well, for the most part, there are some games that repeat some of the quirks, but we'll get to them in time. So we get free resting, cool. Oh, wait, I think there might be a letter from, let's go talk to Google real quick. Oh, I didn't want to leave. So there may be another chance to get Moogle, oh, Stiltskin's up here too. Make sure to talk to Stiltskin by his items, because I think it's required in order to keep him going. Okay, so there are no more letters, but yeah, we got Stiltskin to keep him going. So yeah, if you remember correctly, talked about this before in the previous sessions, but you do want to keep buying from Stiltskin to keep him going, so I believe it's required in order to activate side quests later on. Oh, Quina. And you want to get Loudmouth on Vivi because it means he cannot be stopped via silence. Oh hey, there's an item over here listed on the way up. So it becomes easier to get those items once the sandpits are gone. Rather, once you progress the story up, turn off the sandstorm. So it's kind of low right now because she's on low, but I believe once she gets spare stats and everything, it starts to be really later on. So it's just better to auto attack right now, save your magic points. And these battles are unskippable, so you're forced to do them. maybe we'll turn on, you know, the speed boost to get through this quicker. So basically, we got baited, and I think you get automatically taken back to the town. So I had to go all the way back up Norway. And look, Beatrix is playing us. So hold on just a moment, please. Alright, we are good to go, sorry about that. Anyway, now we got scripted segments of the more Black Mage enemies. And you can see them just straight up killing, you know, the oracles. There's a little mini game in here that if you follow correctly, you get bonus rewards. So at this point, since it's a level just auto attack, we don't have to do much. You can see no victory pose, which is kind of funny with Queen just standing there chilling, you know, like they're ready to fight some more. Aha, there's a letter. So Sereno, if I remember correctly, is in the next area that is in the Alexandra Castle. Just drop bio. Triple kill. And we speed up again. Yeah, let's change his abilities around. Okay, so this is the first one. This is the minigame I'm talking about. It's called Evacuation. I believe the unofficial name is Evacuation. So let's see. So we need to tell the oracles to go to the right. Okay, yeah. So you gotta keep progressing up in order to get the next step. Okay, so now you tell the let's see, tell his family to go left. And now we have different formations. You know, sometimes you get Alexandria soldiers mixed in with black mages. There's still no threat, really. So Zidane will automatically move to the next area. And at the observatory, it's the last area. That's the last one of the three. Oh. Okay, first, actually, there's 4 more seats. Go left and go right. Okay. Bio again. Since Vivi, you know, as we saw a few minutes ago, Vivi does a lot of damage to it, so it's a quick and easy way to resolve this segment. Let's have him blast one. And since she learned races win, we can And here we see Sir Fratley, although he's introduced as a stranger. Because, you know, he's technically a stranger to Zidane. But it is obviously Fratley. Yeah, see, Zidane doesn't know him. So he's got amnesia. So it's kind of funny because basically Fratley here is supposed to be the Estinian of 9, in that he's the super powerful dragoon that is leagues above the playable ones. And it's actually an interesting quirk of 14 on that, in that when it comes to the jobs in that game, Estinian is the only NPC that's always stronger than the player at any given time. At least in that particular discipline. Because there's always something that Estinian can do that the player cannot ever do. And it's shown off constantly, both mechanically and in, you know, story. That he is just way above the player Dragoon. To the point where it's just a straight up meme about how the Dragoon is always weaker. The warrior life Dragoon is always weaker than Estinian. But yep, Fratley here is the Estinian of 9. You know, in that vein, you could easily say Estinian is the Fratley of 14s. It really depends on your point of view, really, on that one, you know. As you can see, he is getting some of his memories back along as it is. And he does eventually get his memories back, but you know, it's part of the story, so I just forget what point you know, he comes back, you know, fully. I know you do see him in the ending as expected of, you know, characters that survive. Also, the king of Bermesia is just strange because he's got no problem with his kid just running off like that. Like, what is that? Yeah, this is like a, a lot of Freya's story is just straight up tragic. She witnesses both of her people's kingdoms getting shit on. She spends most of the game looking for Fratley, around most of disc 1 and 2, as well as her backstory prior to the game's start, searching for Fratley. And this happens. And here we go with another boss battle against Beatrix shortly. So once you do the evacuation, you need to come over here and talk to the survivors. If you missed if you missed a survivor, then they will not be here and they will not be able to give you an item. Now, if you're playing on the Steam version or a version that supports it, you would have gotten an achievement for saving them all. So let's make a hard save. It's been a while. She says she beat us badly, but we kind of shut on her, so... So this is the second of 3 boss battles with Beatrix in the game. So let's slow her down and try to steal her stuff. Once again, we are very strong for this fight, so she cannot do anything actual damage to us. Ice Brand. Okay, so that's another one you want to get for, that's another sword you want to get for Steiner. Now, it's not a big deal if you don't get it, because it becomes viable not that long from now. But it's always nice to get some free stuff. Now, just remember, we kind of forgot to change the weapon on Freya. It's not a big deal. I think I talked about Thunder Slash, but in case I didn't, something a weird quirk about Thunder Slash is that due to a bug in the game's code, the version of Steiner learns can never actually hit an enemy. However, Beatrix's always will. So it's kind of like I think it was a bug that was a stack overflow issue. If you're a programmer, you know what that means. That somebody screwed up somewhere, and it was something that was never corrected, even for the Steam version. So, I think there are mods. I've never looked into this specific issue, but I believe there are probably mods that fix this. Oh, nice, got the ice brand. But yeah, there probably is. Look at that, we got transjected in the end. That's got a slap in our face, isn't it? But there are probably mods that fix the Thunder Slash issue. And honestly, if there are, get it, because it's kind of messed up that after 22 years, there was never an official fix to that old bug that makes a single skill on a character like that completely useless because of a bug that was never fixed in the original version. But yeah, if there is a mod that fixes Thunder Slash, get it. I don't have no idea if Moguri Mod does it or not. I feel like it doesn't. But you know, we'll see eventually, and I'll try to look into it during sessions. But it is an old bug that Beatrix's always hits. Steiner's never will. And honestly, there's not much point in using Thunder Slash anyway, because by the time you learn Thunder Slash, you're already at the point where you're learning stuff like Stock Break and more Beatrix's sword skills. So just use those instead, because they're much better. And if you need a Thunder ability, you can just put Vivi in the party and use the Naga sword. Now this is okay. I gotta comment about this before we move on. Now this is basically something that plays into the game, the next Zidane segment. After this, I mean, Quina not going on the the Red Rose means Quina has to get some other way back to rejoin the party. This leads to a very comedic segment, so we'll see very soon why it's so funny. But there is, oh, I can't wait to show it. But yeah, there is a reason why Quina does not go up there, because Quina rejoins the party through a different mean. And I believe it actually ties into the idea that you could not complete the game without getting Quina, because I remember explaining back in the Disc 1 segment that if you go to Q's Marsh, and if you do not go to Q's Marsh in Disc 1 and do not get Quina early on, that Quina will be forced into the party anyway. So this may actually be the developer thinking ahead at the time about how to get Quina back to Q's Marsh. But then again, it's kind of complicated because Quina, if you don't recruit Quina before ending Disc 1, then Quina's always been there. So this is where we see the destructive power of Eidolons in the story of 9. Now they can do things like that, but when we get them in gameplay, they don't do that kind of shit. This is some bullshit. But it's probably... Am I correct? It's pointed out later on that the strength of... that kind of destruction is directly tied to the will of the summoner. The reason why it doesn't go that crazy is when we get control of them is because Garnet and Ico never get to that point. And also I think if you don't have Queen, if you didn't get Quina, that Vivi will not talk about Quina in that statement. So there's a lot of things that change if you do not get Quina. Considering how strong Quina is early on and this early on in the game, there's no reason not to get Quina. And now I have to point out something. I think story-wise, this is actually the first time that Odin canonically appears in a Final Fantasy game. Now, I believe, I think, except maybe Final Fantasy IV, I can't remember if it was if it was part of the story or not, whether or not you picked up Odin in 4 and 5 and 6. Now, I believe in 7, he was ignorable. In 8, he was an optional boss. Optional boss that you could pick up his summon. His summon from. So I believe 9 may be the first time that, canonically speaking, Odin was actually part of the story. This would not be repeated until the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy, which Odin played a huge part in. Because not only was he the first Eidolon there, he ended up becoming a recurring one in the trilogy as Lightning's speed. Now, take note of the music here. I remember correctly, the track is named Rosa of May. This is actually Beatrix's true theme, as opposed to the Mystery Sword, which was the battle music for her. And this is why I said in the previous session that Beatrix was the General Leo of the game. Because here you can see she's got a real sense of honor, and she's having very much having doubts about whether or not her ruler is doing the right thing. But General Leo, he was having doubts about Kefka and Emperor Gestal. Here, Beatrix is having doubts about what Braun is doing. See? And Steiner pointed out, Steiner got through to her, I guess. Now let's switch out. There we go. It's worth it to get high tide on Freya. Honestly, we haven't got much use out of this, so yeah, we'll just go ahead and switch it up. Where is it? Wait. Where's high tide? It should be here. She doesn't actually have any, oh, there it is. We don't have enough right now. She doesn't actually have many weapons that do add status effect. They don't have many status effects on it, so you can safely leave that off for a while. Most of these you can leave off from now. Right now, Man-Eater is more useful. So it's totally worth it to be paying attention to the music undertones in this theme, because there is a reason why, and I will point it out soon. So Garnet is straight up being designated for execution. So if you go back once that Mugo appears, you get a save point! And this is Sereno, what we've been looking for. And Sereno was watching. Or rather, she heard the sound. Now, if I'm not correct, Mudon is actually the Mugo inside the next area, not the... Rather, the area after next. Could be that they're the one inside the Alexandria prison. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the reason why Quina did not go onto the airship is because the developers had designed the story around, rather designed that this entire segment on the idea that the player would not have gotten Quina before going to disc, before leaving disc 1. So they had to account for the idea that it was a 3-person party, which is entirely possible because if a player does not explore around, they would not know they can go get they could get Quina early. So the developers designed it around the most likely scenario, which is actually pretty smart. So this is another interesting segment. Oh. And if you mess it up, Marcus does that. Here we go. Should be the last one. Nope. So, swinging we will go. So now change the equipment around. So now he gets the Ice Brain. He gets the mental break ability. Now, if you have the inclination, you can actually spend this time leveling up his abilities and give him a little extra hit, level up in the process. Go ahead and remove Marcus's ability, items. You gotta make them rogue. So since Stern has the Blood Sword and Man Eater, he cannot die in this segment. So it's up to you if you go through this. You want to spend time. You get about 1 AP per battle, and with speed up in auto battle. You don't have to do much, so. So that's why getting the Stelatio early in Disc 1 is so useful, or at Disc 2, because that happens. You just have a nice little low up area for starting to get abilities and low up. And this is why you want to unequip gear from Marcus, because he leaves as soon as you get up there, and then you regain every you know, you regain your other 3 party members. So I believe it's actually 30 minutes game time. Now that's way more than enough time. And also, time will count down in the menu. So don't screw around. See, Man-Eater. Best to leave it on him. And once you get control of once we get control of the party again, and we get access to a Limblum, we'll probably go, probably do off screen the Grand Dragon Cheese, and like I said at the start. And I think I talked about this before, but if you look at the speed boost as well as the timer counts down normally. However, the gameplay does not. Meaning, you can actually cheese timer-based areas like this, and I believe it's actually what makes speed boost and no encounters makes getting the Excalibur 2 much easier. So let me make sure. I think we can access the area that has the Stellatio in Alexandria Castle. Let's see. It's still Leah. Okay, I don't think this is actually accessible yet, because this looks more like an area that opens up in Disc 3. So let's take a quick look over there. Yeah, this is a door you cannot open until Disc 3. And also, it should be noted, this is the only part of the game where you can fight inside the Alexandria Castle. We went the wrong way. And if you run off the screen and come back, it respawns them. Damn, that was a sick crit. You gotta wait for this to rotate around. And if you didn't steal the ice cream off Beatrix, you got one ear. we'll go ahead and just go down here again. And there's the prison, you know, where we came in and got ambushed. Now you want to take the time, you know, this is probably where the biggest waste of time is. Okay, I should explain. The timer is probably going to be depleted the most here because you want to steal the items off them. Whenever they do that, you want to smack one of them. You know, smack the one who's got it. Ah, good one. Stardust Rust, very nice for Garnet. So I remember correctly, it teaches her some very strong abilities, you know, for this part of the game. Ooh, Mr. Armor, nice. Oh, he doesn't have anything. Okay. So I guess they only have the one item. Shame. So something to know about the sword art spell. I don't think I talked about this one, but it goes off Steiner's magic points rather than Vivi's. So that can be both good and bad. Alright, keep blasting. I believe the battle auto ends if you just take out one of them. You don't have to take out both. But it helps. So this is interesting because basically during the entire time of I'm not sure how the time frame works here. You know, they say they have about 30 minutes from entering the prison to rescuing Garnet, and it's not really known how long it takes canonically to go from the prison top to where she was at, rather the warp endpoint to where where she was at in the prison. And during that time, Marcus it goes from the gate to Evil Forest. So it's really weird. It's a weird time compression. Now, if Garnet chooses the believe her one, then this letter changes. I like how these Muggles are just chilling with these save journals. Like, they're just hanging around doing nothing. Okay, so can't get out that way right now. So they basically go all the way back up. And here is okay. So unlike the previous two, Beatrix battles, she does not actually have her custom theme here. So she has the regular boss music. And this is the final boss battle with her. And she actually hits a lot harder now. She's actually hitting way more than she did. She's been doing push-ups and drinking plenty of juice. Okay, that's something you want to get. Because if I remember correctly, it teaches a very useful ability. And she insta-kills, Steiner right now. Yeah, see, that's what it looks like when you're dealing with a lower level of party. And it's not fun! And she can heal herself, by the way. This is actually something you see of, boss characters in pre-14 titles. I think this is actually around 13 when they stopped doing this, where the bosses had the ability to heal themselves. Depending on how under-leveled or overloaded characters were, this could actually be a huge deal. They could end up healing all the damage you've been doing to them. So this is the last unique or sword skill she uses. And interestingly enough, Climb Hazard is actually an older series ability. In Tactics, it was basically a based on how much a hit points had been done to the target. Yeah, how much damage had been done to the target already. So it only took, 3 fights and 2 discs for Beatrix to wake up. So this is, some insight into what Beatrix's powers are. Gameplay-wise, she's a paladin. She has white magic. She's got holy sword abilities, but I think, thematically, she's obviously a, she probably is more like a paladin. But I would argue she's closer to being a holy knight based on her sword abilities. Because those are ones that were seen in different forms by the Holy Knights of Tactics. And if I remember correctly, later on, some of those were actually changed to be closer to that name. But it's been a while, so I had to look it up. But yeah, she is somewhere between a paladin, a classic Final Fantasy paladin, and a Tactics Holy Knight. So you lose Freya for a bit at this point. If I remember correctly, you lose access to Freya for the rest of Disc 2. I could be wrong though, it's been a while. I can't remember the point where you regain Freya. And here is one of the 2 segments in the game where you get access to Beatrix as a playable character. So this is what I was talking about with her being, a combination of Holy Knight and Paladin. See, the reason why I say Holy Knight is because her special ability Seiken translates to Holy Sword. And Holy Sword was the name of Holy Knight abilities in Tactics. That is why I think she's much more analogous to a Holy Knight. She is somewhere between Paladin and Holy Knight. But I think normally she's considered just straight Paladin because of the way her knighthood is in Alexandria. There's no church or anything for her to be sponsored by, which was a key part of being a Holy Knight in Tactics. And she's actually stronger now than she was as a boss. Because she is one-shotting. This is why she comes out at level 36. Now, unless you did Grand Dragon cheesing like obviously I did, she will be the most powerful character in your playable for probably until Disc 3. Because she starts out this high. There is absolutely no way to grind her up, but yeah. and you can actually, in her next. Okay, this is our first gameplay segment. There are a couple more battles in this segment where you can control Beatrix. In her next segment, however, which is later on, you can actually unequip her items. Now she comes with Save the Queen, a recurring weapon in the series. You cannot unequip it ever. So don't worry much about these banner snatches. They're pretty much a joke. Also, the track playing in this is called Ambush Attack. It's played during crisis moments like this. Oh, and by the way, Garnet's awake. She's playable again. I should check her gear. We'll just speed this up. Oh, she's out cold. Well, I kind of wasn't expecting that. So at some point we need to go get to Gizmaluke's Grotto and then up to the Grand Dragon area. Ah, this is why you want to get Star Destroyer. Yeah, I remember now. It has ability up. Now, you lose that on scan for a bit, the air racket, but that ability up is so good. Let's go ahead and revive her. We need to rearrange our party a bit. Now, Zidane should be able to protect her by equipping Protect Girls. Now, I think I talked about this, but I'm like 95% sure that Protect Girls works with Quina. I kind of expecting that. Yeah, I probably should have had her do something other than, do Protect. So you do lose, Steiner at this point. He runs up to rejoin them. But it's okay. So since you have Beatrix, just, climb hazard your way through it. Quick and easy. And unless you want to see all of her sword abilities. Sound is glitched. So we're gonna try. I've never seen the sound glitch like this before. We're gonna reset. See if we can't reset it this way. Oh, this is turbo glitched. I think we had to restart it entirely or something. I have no idea how to fix this glitch, so... I wonder if we load a different save and change it out. Oh no, this is, yeah, it's totally glitched. Oh! Well. We fixed it! Okay, so now we go back to the actual save. I had no idea you could just, do that, because I don't think I've ever seen that glitch happen before. But hey, quick fix. You save, then you go to a different one that's on overworld, and use the Moogle flute to clean out the audio. So there it is again. This time, however, so it's actually, I honestly do not know what the travel time distance is from Evil Forest to Alexandria, because this had to have happened less than an hour or 2 hours at most. Let's just speed this up. So this is the other boss from earlier. Yeah, that's the one that it's got like a I guess sibling to the other one. So we'll just keep secure spamming. And speed up. Now you want to consider getting what from him. Let's see what he got. So he's got oak staff you didn't get from, he's got oak staff and adamant vest. We don't need it. We got the oak staff from Hot and Cold. So it's another opportunity to get one. Vivi 3 taps again. Did I forget to equip ability up? Yeah, well. Honestly, it doesn't matter because, you know, it won't be that long from now where we get her to a point where we can level up like crazy. These two. Whew. So now Garnet wants the Vivi killed. So the bounty hunter has beef with Zidane. Here we are at Pinnacle Rocks. Now you can't go to Pinnacle Rocks in Disc 1 when you're at Limblum for the first time before you leave there. But you can't actually do anything. damn, look at that Master Roshi over there. And here we have Ramua. He is an Eidolon, so basically this is a very interesting segment. So this is what I was talking about. An Eidolon follows the summoner's orders. Garnet and Ico never get to the point where they're ordering mass destruction like that. So an Eidolon can do what Odin did, but only the summoner orders it. Now here's an interesting thing about Ramua. Here he's an Eidolon, but he's also benevolent. He's talking to humans. He's learning more about them. This is something you would see later on in Final Fantasy XIV's main scenario, where Ramua shows up as the primal, overlord of the Sylphs, and he serves a similar role here. That he does here, I mean. So it's interesting that both the 14 Ramua and this one have a similar concept. Like both 14 and 9's Ramua straight up, call out the player on, using them or otherwise causing strife. And both 9 and 14's Ramua test the player to see if they are worthy of their aid. So this is actually a nice callback in 14 to how Final Fantasy 9's was presented. And this is also a nice little area that you can take a Garnet into learn a lot of abilities that she lost out on, especially if you equip ability up. And it's low XP, so it's good for Garnet, but bad for your party if the other two if you took time to Grand Dragon Cheese. So let's go ahead and equip that. Yeah, let's get ability up. Actually, get it going this time. And as you notice, Garnet is now the one in control. So what we're going to do is try to open up the area a little bit. Okay, so you have to actually talk to the remote manifestation. It won't automatically trigger. Okay, and this one is in the way, so we'll have to go ahead and do that. And this is where you can get an ogre if you didn't already get one. Oh, yeah, there's another one. So we'll rearrange the story soon. Right now I'm trying to remember how to get back up, get over there. You may have to go over this way. And if you look up towards the top of the screen, it shows you where another Ramua ghost went. There it is. So we'll go back up there. Now, there should be random monsters around here somewhere. It may just be really low counter rate. But we'll go through here and get all this. Now, after we complete this segment, we are going to take stop after this, but we're not that far. Yeah. Oh. So you gotta walk around. And America just went all the way back at the entrance to this area. And also, Pinnacle Rocks is a municipal area in the sense that if you do not collect everything here, you cannot come back to get them. At least as far as I remember. Yeah, there it is. So there's a let's see, yeah, 5 pieces, but there's 4 here. Rather, there's 4 required in order to complete the story. Yeah, see? Now this is actually the story of Final Fantasy II, or rather, part of one of the arcs of Final Fantasy II. So it's actually, you can actually change the ending depending on which one you pick. I don't know which one's canon one, so. And honestly, I think Vivi was right. Like, I think that's something I think was, likely true of the 14's Ramua as well. That he would have helped the warrior light anyway, but he wanted to be sure. Especially since he was one of the more peaceful primals, as opposed to the others of Realm Reborn being more violent. Yeah, see, Vivi's right. He calls him out on, he called out Ramu on it. So I can't tell which of the Final Fantasies had summons so critically important to the story. It's like a multi-way tie between 14, 13 trilogy, 10, and 6. Of obviously 9. Now, summons did factor into the story of 8, but nowhere near as much as they do in these other games. In 7 they were largely, optional things. You didn't come up with the story. 8 they were part of the story, but it tended to take a backseat after a while. Okay, and I think if you go back, if you decide to jump off later, then you can actually go back and level up Garnet a bit. I'm pretty sure there are supposed to be random encounters in that area. But it may have been disabled as per part of the story because you run around talking to Ramua's ghosts. Here we see where Zidane's emotion card comes from. Okay. Honestly, old man's kind of got a point. So anyway, there's another Salatio coin just ahead. Now this is actually the point in the game where they removed the industrial district from being able to be visited. However, there's no actual point. In America, there's actually a chest in here you can get. Yeah, somehow I forgot about it first time around. Don't mind me, dude. I'm just coming in to take your stuff. We're in the wrong area. There's Artania. Yeah, see, Artana. Crap, I forgot how to pronounce his name. I think it's Artania. Yeah, it says the industrial district has gone to business and theater took damage, so. So, when we get access to Zidane again, yeah, I'll show you where the Stellatia is. Well, Stellazio, right? I don't know why I keep saying the other way. I think they just brought Vivi right to him. Like, here it is, they're thinking that, oh, we got ourselves a black mage here, might be a weapon of destruction. Let's take him up to our boss. Like, damn! Just straight playing with the idiot ball over there. And these guys are so damn stupid, they just took that at face value. So this is where your next destination is, the Outer Continent. So this is actually a key thing about airship travel in Final Fantasy IX. Wow, 3,000 gil. So this is why you take the opportunity to go and gear up. And you can get a new weapon for Zidane if you have Mage Master. So we're gonna see if we can get a Mage Master from somewhere. Yep, right there, cool. Yeah, for some reason it still did not have an ice brand, you can buy one now. And you can see he has incredibly high prices. That ice brand is 9,500 gil. So, hold on. Yeah, he jacked it up by... Let's see. He jacked it up by over... yeah, 60%. God damn. Lisa, okay, I'll be honest, math kind of sucks. So, yeah. Either way, still a huge price increase. It's actually way higher than that, just because, you know, yeah, okay, like I said, I'm not good at math. Anyway, the Stella Zio is over here. Oh. So, okay, it's actually over here, sorry. Yep. No, wait, yeah, it should be, it's supposed to be a spot around here. Yeah, look for the, there it is. It's a Limbum card, but, yeah, there's supposed to be a, spot around here with let's see. Let's see, Limbum. Oh, Reconstruction. So you had to wait for the story to, okay. Now I remember. Yeah, you have to wait for the story to progress enough for the Sagittarius, which is the Limbum's one. All right, so this actually is listed in order of a story location, except for Alexandria because you cannot actually access that one. Okay, so now we know. But around here is where you would find it when the reconstruction starts. Alright, so we're going back into get that exploder, because that is an upgrade for Zidane right now, and we already got all we can out of the yogurt. So it has trouble on it, and it gives him Sacrifice and Lucky 7. Now, these two abilities are kind of strange. Yeah, Sacrifice does what it says. The Lucky 7 deals more damage depending on what roll you get. Now, let's see. However, these translate to different abilities during Zidane's trance. Now, what this does for Zidane is it gives him an AoE attack called Mio Twister. I think it's supposed to be Meteor Twister or something like that, and it gives him Solution 9, which does 300% damage from an auto attack from Zidane. So that's actually really strong in trance. And there is another ability that we cannot get yet, which would give us, which would be based off the Annoy Thief ability. So we almost have all of his base thief skills as well as his dying attacks. I think I said back during Disc 1 that his dying abilities in trance are based off of what skills he's learned. There we go. So something to note about, I think I talked about Thievery before, but this is a final skill, and it allows him to access Grand Lethal in trance mode. Now, Thievery works based off, it has a fixed formula that's based on how many times you've stolen, as well as Zidane's speed skill, right? His speed stat. And the thing about it is it does fix the damage, so you don't have to actually worry about getting past the defense or anything, because if you steal enough and you have high enough stats, it can actually be one of the most powerful abilities in the game, alongside Dragon's Crest and Shock. I mean, honestly, this is like it's way more unsettling than it seems, at a glance here, because you see the Alexandrian soldiers walking through Limbum after they conquered it. So this is huge because it actually does have mechanical benefits. Now we have the full world map. Smartest Alexandrian officer over there. If I remember correctly, Moondon was already all the way back up there, so yeah, I kind of screwed up. This means that a letter we cannot deliver until disc 3, pretty much. And we can call back Choco finally. So what we're gonna do? Let's see. First, I'll call him in. You know, first off, what we're going to do is we're going to go back here and reclaim Quina and open up the next area, which is Fossil Rue. And now this is where you would get Quina normally if you did not get Quina on disc 1. So I think the dialogue for Quina would be different in the sense that it'd be like it would obviously be your first time meeting Quina, as well as I've never played the game and not gotten Quina on disc 1, so I don't actually know what the dialogue looks like if you ignore Quina. Honestly, Quina just wants to chill and eat. Like, I can appreciate that. I can seriously appreciate that. Also, if you get to the Kakusha, is it I think it's Kashu. I don't know how to pronounce that. I've always read it as Kakusha. So if you get that, it's actually double up on ability up, and it gives her life. So you want to get get these. Quina always looks so disappointed. So anyway, you need to come back through here. We're gonna open up Fossil Roo. Now, there should be a point where Queen just runs off normally. Oh, it may have to go this way, actually. Yeah. It's coming back to me. Oh, wait. You notice it's turned off. Well. Okay, so there's supposed to be a way, So, yeah, I think all this time we had that turned off, I didn't notice. But there's supposed to be a path through here where Queen will just haul off. Just goes berserk randomly. So to speak, anyway. There we go. And I don't think it's ever explained why Queen loves frogs so much. Like, I know there's the frog drop ability in the minigame with Queen, but I don't think it's ever explained why Queen or maybe the Q and overall love frogs so much. Could be because of the the Q's march and all. So this is where we're going next, and there's a boss battle up ahead. Now, if you don't take time to go and level up Garnet, and yeah, Garnet is the lowest level one here. So it's entirely possible you have a low level party in general if you do not do Grand Dragon cheesing. So you could have a real issues here with the upcoming boss, because that boss is nasty for this part of the game. So what we're going to do is we're going to go off screen and grind up a bit, get her up to speed, as well as learn a lot of her abilities. And we'll pick up next time there. So see you next time, and thanks for watching. Take care.